people to set eyes on the marvelous, misty, beautiful island of New Zealand were the Polynesians, a voyaging people who began pushing out of Asia and through the Pacific archipelagos perhaps 2,000 or 3,000 years before the birth of Christ. The Maori were a warlike, aggressive people divided into tribes that defended their territory with bloody warfare. The Haka, which is now well known, was meant as an intimidating dance to ward off aggressors on tribal lands. Captain James Cook in 1769 was the first European navigator to explore the Fijordlands in the southwest of New Zealand. He claimed that when he came into contact with the Maoris, they would come out in their longboats and yell, come ashore, and we will kill and eat you."
Also throughout the sounds today, please watch out for other wildlife that frequent the area. We have bottlenose dolphins, which feed on fish and squid. They can grow up to 3.8 meters, and also can be sometimes leaping alongside the ship. So hopefully we'll get lucky and see some dolphins. You also might see some washed out from the vegetation as the water flows down the mountains. And this layer cuts down on the amount of light and restricts almost all the marine life to the top 40 meters of the water's depth. Now this band is calm and clear and relatively warm, and it's home to sponges, corals, and many subtropical fish varieties. But actually this fjord supports the world's largest population of black coral trees. Some of them are up to 200 years old.
Little has changed since Captain Cook in 1773 made his way into Dusky Sound. The few Maoris Cook befriended in his 6.5-week stay have long since gone, leaving virtually no trace of their tenancy of caves and rock overhangings.
So when it rains here in Milford Sound, it does a pretty good job of it. The whole area of Milford Sound has one of the highest rainfall records in the entire world, especially in definitely in New Zealand. It's just slightly less than 300 inches per year.
There are now no permanent human habitations. Dusky Sound is populated by penguins and sooty shearwaters and fur seals, and the beauty of this untouched, pristine place is breathtaking. Spectacular scenery of Fijordland was shaped by cataclysmic forces. Fijordland rose first from the sea bed And then the Ice Age completed its shaping. Up to 15,000 years ago, glaciers were still hewing great highways with perpendicular walls. Then, as the ice retreated, thawed waters filled inland basins, and on the west coast the rising sea raced in to gulp up the valleys left by the glaciers. So we stand aboard the good ship Volendam and gaze in silent amazement as we wind our way through vista after vista into the sounds and fjords. For those who are fortunate enough to make their way to these beautiful fjords are stunned by the beauty, the peace, the calm, and the silence of this lost world.